What we're looking at behind me is a fully planted aquarium, an aquascape fish tank, where the plants are the main focus and the fish are there just to complement the layout. There's a few different styles of aquascape. This one here is a junglescape, and as the name suggests, it's just like a jungle with really dense, lush growth, just like part of the Amazon. The main focal point in this junglescape are the driftwoods in this area here, then it tapers off to that side. This is also a junglescape, same lush, dense growth, but in this scape, we've got two focal points. Another popular style is iwagumi. Iwagumi uses bold rock formations carefully placed to form a naturally balanced mountain layout. We use low plants so that we maintain the scale so that the plants don't grow taller than the mountains. Shrimps are commonly used in aquascape tanks because they control algae and they're just really interesting to look at. Essentially, it's just gardening underwater. You still have to prune it, you still have to fertilise, you still have to maintain it, but the only thing is you don't need to water it. This is how we put together an aquascape. Firstly, we put the growing medium into the aquarium. This is completely artificial substrate that contains plenty of nutrients for the roots of the plants. I'm deliberately making it higher at the back. You'll never be able to find the perfect piece of driftwood for a large tank, so we've combined different pieces together to create that perfect piece. I secure them with cable ties before I add more pieces. Just trying to create something that flows nicely and just looks really natural. Just going to weight down the driftwood with some rocks so that when we start filling up, these pieces aren't going to float. I'm going to position my rocks with the large ones at the back and smaller ones at the front to create a sense of depth. Before I plant, I'm going to partially fill the tank with water. To dampen the flow of water, I'm using a plastic bag full of holes and scrunched up newspaper. This will help prevent the fine particles from clouding up the water. Now for the plants. The ones used in aquascaping are true aquatic plants that originate from all over the world in tropical conditions. We use short plants for the foreground and the taller plants for the background. The first thing I'm going to plant is dwarf hairgrass. It's grown locally in tissue culture, but before planting, I have to rinse off the growing media. It's very short, so it's ideal for planting in the foreground. I'm using tweezers because it's very fiddly. In the midground, I'm planting a variety of crypts, such as this beautiful burgundy variety. I'm also planting blixa, which looks like grass, and I've got Staurogyne, which looks like a miniature Vietnamese mint. In the background, we've grown crypt balancei, which is a very tall variety of crypt. We're also planting Bolbitis, which is an African fern. I've weighted these down onto rocks with some cable ties. That makes it easy for planting. All you do is you just pop it in and it should just sit there. To finish off, I'm going to use Anubias nana to place in between the crevices of the rocks to hide the joins and also to hide the cable ties. The water's a little bit cloudy at the moment, but that should all clear up by tomorrow. I'm adding in the dechlorinating solution to take the chlorine out of the tap water to make it safe for the fish, which will go in about 2 weeks after the tank settles. I've installed a filter to keep the water clean. Now I'll put in a heater to maintain a temperature of 24 to 26 degrees to keep the tropical fish and plants healthy and happy. Our wave maker will ensure even distribution of carbon dioxide to all the plants so that they photosynthesize efficiently. To finish off, I'm going to tie this monstera onto the driftwood where its roots will grow into the water and it will continue to grow, attaching itself to the driftwood above the tank. We recommend using grow lights to promote plant growth, but we only recommend having it on for 6 hours a day to prevent algae from taking over your tank. In a densely planted aquascape such as this, plants strip the water of carbon dioxide very quickly, so we must inject it artificially from this diffuser here, and the supply is situated under the cabinet. To be a good aquascaper, you have to be an active gardener. You must fertilise your tank at least once a week. You also need to change half the water once a week and replace it with fresh water to reduce down the nutrient build-up in the tank. This prevents algae from forming. Plants in aquascape tanks grow really rapidly, so they require pruning once every 1 to 3 weeks to keep them in check. But this is great because it allows you to get your hands in the water and manicure your plants to your liking and really enjoy your tank.